for April the 27th, 2021. We'll start off by asking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Brad? Seconder?
I'll second that, Bruce. Bill?
All in favor? Carried. Anyone have any issue of a pecuniary interest in general nature thereof this evening? Seeing none. Could we have a motion to adopt the minutes of the March 23rd, 2021 meeting?
I'll move that, Bob.
Bob? Seconder? Brad? All in favor? Thanks very much. Any business arising from those minutes? Okay, statement of precedent. Any decision reached by the committee tonight cannot be used to set a precedent. We'll move into our new business. We have an application for minor variance, file A06-2021 by Ryan Smith, affecting property located at 105 Dunnigan Street West. Ryan, would you like to expand a little bit on your application? I realize that we were here last month and we just needed a little more information. So if you could just update us a little bit.
Can you hear me, Bruce?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, just checking. So yeah, going into it a little further, I guess we filled out all the paperwork, I think there, and I think you guys each get a copy of it, if I'm correct.
Yes, we have.
But so I've been talking to my father, Wayne, and we did some adjustments. It's just strictly space, Bruce. To make a long story short, I had a spot to store all my stuff. I didn't really want to say much the last meeting, but family business may no longer be there, and my storage may be gone. So that's why I have a lawn tractor, a snowblower. I got a whack load of patio equipment and things that I need to store. I'd like to be able to park my truck back in my garage again, but it's full. And at my basement, like I said before, my basement is full as well. And that's why I had went this route to apply for the shed. I don't know what information you guys need. I understand it more now than I did last month. I get it. I understand what's going on a little better. I maybe didn't quite understand the last time what was expected and what was going on. So, I think when I'm done with this shed, it's gonna look good. I've talked to my neighbors behind. I've had phone calls from neighbors across the road. I've had a phone call from a neighbor beside across the other way. Everybody seems to talk, when I tell them what I'm doing, they seem to talk positive about it. And I'm planning on making it look good. And the space is kind of useless space to me anyways, whether I put something very small that's not enough room for everything or something bigger. It's basically, I was just looking to fill up the space, and I need the space. I've got no room. And I was taking all my patio furniture out to my dad's store. That's going to change quickly. I can't go any further than that on that, but I just have no storage space. He was going to come with me here tonight to talk. I think maybe he's talked to one of yous or two of yous, but he ended up having a triple bypass on Friday, so couldn't make it with me tonight to help me. But he's maybe better at explaining stuff than I am. But
okay, thanks, Ryan. Hopefully your dad's coming along fine.
Things are good. He got home today, so.
Oh, great, great. Okay, we'll call in the planner, Sean. to update us on the information.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, committee members. So if you do recall, the committee met on March 23rd to discuss an application for a minor variance, which was submitted by Ryan Smith. Mr. Smith was requesting relief from the North Perth zoning bylaw to allow an accessory structure to be located in the exterior side yard, contrary to section 5.1.3 of the North Perth zoning bylaw, which does not permit accessory structures in exterior side yard setbacks. Staff did not have sufficient information with the original submission to make an informed recommendation, and the committee effectively deferred the application. A new notice of public meeting has since been circulated to area residents as the applicant is seeking a setback of 1.2 meters or 4 feet from the exterior side yard lot line. The original notice went out with relief requested as 2.4 meters or 8 feet. So it's a little bit less, so we had to issue a new public meeting, a new notice of public hearing. The subject property is located at the northwest corner of Donegan Street West and Wallace Avenue South. The property has 19.5 meters or 64 feet of public road frontage and a total lot area of 864 square meters or 9,300 square feet. The applicant is seeking relief to establish a new shed, which is to be used as a pool shed for the storage of lawn furniture and equipment, and the storage of saws as noted in the applicant's justification letter. If the minor variance application is approved as submitted, the construction of an approximately 43.5 square meters or 468 square feet pool and equipment shed would be permitted at the proposed location. So following the review of the application, staff is of the opinion that the request may qualify as a minor variance. However, it would be with a condition that the accessory building is reduced and limited in size. So essentially, the applicant is seeking relief from the provision that does not permit accessory structures within the side yard. What that size is kind of why it seems to have an issue. So just a reminder that when reviewing an application for a minor variance, the committee must ensure that all 4 requirements as specified under section 45(1) of the Planning Act are satisfied. This includes that the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw are maintained, and that the variance is minor in nature and that is considered to be desirable. The relief to permit an accessory building meets the general intent of the official plan and zoning bylaw as accessory buildings are normally permitted. However, the applicant is seeking to establish a pool shed 1.2 meters or 4 feet from the property line where 6 meters or 20 feet is normally required. Much of this proposed structure encroaches into the exterior side yard setback, which is not normally permitted. However, as a result of the pool location, limited locations are available on the property to place accessory structures. The proposed location of the structure that is towards the rear of the property does not create any perceived visual hazards for area traffic, nor does it impact the required site triangle. The R4 zone permits up to 40% lot coverage, of which accessory buildings can cover up to a maximum of 10% of the total lot area. I believe that we did the calculation and the lot coverage would sit at approximately 31% with this 468 square foot building, where the maximum is 40, so it does meet the lot coverage. The issue with the proposal, again, comes with the final 2 tests, is whether this is minor in nature and whether it's desirable. So accessory buildings and structures are not permitted within any portion of the exterior side yard setback. It is felt that the larger the building gets, the less in compliance it is, and this effectively reduces the proposal from being considered minor in nature. A small shed that was previously located at this general location, albeit not in compliance with the zoning bylaw provisions, however, it was here without any noted concerns or adverse impacts. So the previous structure, however, was significantly smaller in size. I believe it was less than 10 square meters, and it did not require a building permit. It is the opinion of staff that the proposed structure, that is 468 square feet, which will require a setback of 1.2 meters, is not considered minor in nature. But it's also felt that a smaller structure similar to the previous shed would be more appropriate. The applicant is seeking relief to establish a new shed which would be used as a pool shed, but also for the storage of lawn equipment and lawn furniture, as well as the storage of saws. There is limited space in the backyard to establish this type of accessory structure, with the proposed location considered a viable option. However, this area is largely within the required exterior side yard setback, and buildings and structures are not permitted. As the size of the structure is a concern, staff feels it could be reduced to accommodate the typical nature of a pool shed. Staff feels that the proposed accessory structure, that if the accessory structure is reduced in size, the request would meet the four requirements to qualify this relief as a minor variance. In the staff report, I provided the committee with three options. Those were: one, to approve the application as submitted by the applicant, deny the application, or approve the application with the minor variance with the condition that the accessory structure is limited to a maximum gross floor area of 10 square meters or 108 square feet. This number was selected because it doesn't require a building permit. And I feel anything outside of this might have just been arbitrary. But it is staff's opinion that the committee can approve the application, but should include a condition that the accessory structure have a maximum gross floor area of 10 square meters. This would allow the applicant to establish a small shed at this location to accommodate a pool shed. But if the committee is compelled to approve the application as submitted, it would be further recommended that the building permit stipulate the precise nature and use of the accessory structure. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Any questions from the committee?
One, Bruce.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just, I guess I don't, I'm sure I kind of understand Ryan's opinion here. Just wondering what flexibility we have as a committee, or Sean, what, like, you've kind of given your stance that you feel it's too big and we're too far over the property line. You suggest that at the 1.2 with 100 square or 110 square meters, we're okay. Are we able to look at numbers in between that? Instead of 4 feet and 100 square feet, can we say 6 feet and I don't know, 200 square feet?
So yeah, I mean, that's up to the committee. The committee can grant the relief as proposed, or with any type of condition that the committee feels would be fair or necessary. Again, I didn't feel that, that's, for example, if I suggested 200 square feet, the question would be, well, why 200 square feet? And I really just, because it's smaller. For me, the fact that it does not require a building permit, I used the 10 square meters because it was a benchmark.
Yeah.
Whether the committee sees that or wants to increase it, that's up to you guys.
Yeah, I can appreciate why you use the 100 square feet, but is there, like, as far as the public notice and everything went out, we still have the opportunity to make some adjustments to that tonight without having to go back out with a new notice. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't see why not. This is the public hearing, and if it's within the, what's, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments? Are we ready to make a motion?
I guess I'd have one more question, I guess, to the applicant.
Go ahead, Brett.
Ryan, with kind of what Sean's saying there, is there, on your end, is it some kind of a compromise, or can you move it further away from the property line to get you a little bit more size, or?
Hey, can you hear me, Brad?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest problem I have, Brad, is, hindsight, I should have did it different, but I didn't know this when I built the house years ago. But the problem is with the 4 feet from the, like, right, there's 4 feet from the back, 4 feet from the side, right? If I move it in, like, I can move it in 2 feet, but it's just going to give me 6 feet of wasted space in behind. And that's why I wondered is like I know everything's there. I drive around town, see stuff, and it just when you see where this is going to be located, you drive by here all the time. Inside the fence, I just don't know whether I go 4 feet. I guess all I'm saying is, Dad and I were talking is, I get where you guys are going. I now understand. But from our point of view, it's like, okay, well, what's the difference if you go 4 feet or 5 feet inside the fence? You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to be wasted space between the fence and structure. But if I had to move a foot, I'd move a foot. Like, I'd really just appreciate. I need as much space as possible. Like, it's just not just. I just have no space. That's the bottom line, and it's. But yeah, could I move it? Absolutely, but I would love to keep 4 feet around. My plan was to put a nice fence up around it, like take down the old fence, put a nice, not make it look good. I was going to put some nice doors in it, some nice windows, and have it properly done. I don't, like I said, everybody, I've had so many people stop me and ask me, and I understand you guys have a job to do. I get that. I just don't know what moving a foot or two. I'm not saying I can't, because we can always do whatever, but I'd like to keep it as, as wide as possible, the shed. I'm running out of room over to my pool deck is the problem. My pool deck runs up to there. And if, I was going to plan on moving it over as far as I can, as close to the pool deck as possible. Whatever you guys feels right. I would love to build it the way we have it, but if I can, I can't. It's in your guys' hands, really. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? I really don't know what to say. I need the space. I hope to think that it'll be done right, and when at the end of the day, everybody's going to be happy. It's going to look a lot better than what I got there now, the mess I had. And you know what it's like when you're building something, it doesn't, to go that extra little bit, it just doesn't, it doesn't cost much to build it when you're building it. And I can never go back. This is my one chance. It's my one chance. I plan on living here forever. So it's not like I'm buying this and looking to sell and move. I've been here 15 years and I'm going to be here forever. So it's kind of something that I just, the more I can do now, this would be the last thing I'm done. Like, this is it. This is my last thing I can do, and for the space. And that was my goal. It's just to utilize the space I have. You follow what I mean with the wasted space around. I can't even use it as yard or anything. It's just going to sit there as empty space behind. But whatever we got to do.
Thanks, Ryan.
I don't know what else to say.
Any other comments from the committee? Yes, Robert.
Through you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Podnowitz, when the pool was established, was the size and location of the current pool shed considered with that application, or is it a separate application for an exterior storage?
Like Sean mentioned, there was never a permit issued for that storage because it was under the 108 square feet. So it didn't need a building permit for that previous one.
Okay.
And,
I wasn't aware of the size of the existing building.
yeah, it was 100, I think it was less than 108 square feet, the existing one. And while we're speaking of that, I just had a comment here. Is there a size that we're looking at here for a building? I'm looking at a couple different drawings here, and it's unclear as to what size we're actually looking for here.
Well, the original application was for 400 and.
Not to interrupt, Bruce, but do you guys have that one that Dad drew up there, the last one with everything? I had sent it to Sean, and it was supposed to get to all yours. We had drawn everything out on it.
Yeah, we have it.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, the new shed is 26 feet by 18 feet is what I have.
Okay.
So
Yes,
400.
that sounds correct.
Yeah, that was 468 square feet. And with all the setbacks and everything, to abide by them, it would, and the fact that he didn't need a permit would be 108 square feet, so that's the decision we have to make here.
So, so I guess on my end, I guess it'd be kind of would be to push it back closer to the like further away from the line. Like if we could go down to, so it's 18 feet wide. If we go down to 16 feet wide, you'd still get a big overhead door in the side if you needed. And we could shift it 2 feet in off. That would give us 8 feet off the property line. And I guess my position at that point, I think my opinion, we're close enough to what the bylaws intent is. Oh,
I would-
somebody second that or not.
I would concur with you, Brad.
Okay, so your suggestion is,
From the 4 feet, if we could go to 8 feet.
8 feet setback from the side yard?
Yeah. And then I'm not sure from I guess whether Ed and Sean, do you on your end, would you need a square footage to be on that?
That's completely up to you, up to the committee if they wanted to cap something.
Well, we take the 2 feet off of that, that's
So that would take 2 feet off the building as well, is what you're saying.
yeah, that's 416 square feet.
Maintaining the rear yard setback as well.
Yeah, leaving it the way it is, yeah.
And that is 4 feet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just maintaining it. And so that would allow us a building of, so that'd be 16 by 26?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion for that? Brad, do you want to make that a motion? Do we have a seconder for that motion?
I'll second that.
Bill? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, we have a motion by Brad Gibson, second by Bill Garriodadis, that the committee approve an application for a minor variance with an 8-foot setback from the side yard on Wallace Avenue, allowing a building of 16 by 26 in measurements. Do you have that gross area of that figured out, Brad?
I think it was 416.
416 square feet. Affecting property described as Lot 48, Plan 563, known as 105 Dunnigan Street West, This will permit an accessory structure pool shed to be located within the exterior side yard with a minimum setback of 1.2 meters, 4 feet. What's that? Oh, 8 feet, right. Sorry about that.
Brad, can I ask one question?
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Just so I'm understanding here, on there, it said right now we have it set at 4 feet. So you mean like we were at 4, I think it was 1.2 meters in from the side right now currently is what the proposal was. So is my math not, is that if you only move it 2 feet, is that not 6 feet or am I misunderstanding something? I'm just asking, just so I know what's going on.
Yeah, I was taking, like it looked like there's 2 feet. The drawing.
Okay, you're
2
talking 2 feet from the other side, Brad.
No, so it would be, so you were asking 4 feet and I took the 4 feet. I took 2 feet off the building and then moved.
Yes.
And then moved it 2 feet closer to your pool, right? The plan
Okay.
that we have through, there's a 2-foot gap there right now.
Okay, understand. I got you. Just checking what you were talking about there. That's all.
Okay. That is approved.
Thank you very much. Just wondering, I know Ed's probably on here. I don't know, where does the guy go from here now, Bruce, do I just have to get a building permit now?
Yes, that's right.
So I just talked to Ed then about that?
Yes, you just make an
There's an
application.
appeal period that we have to observe.
Yeah, there's appeal period on this, but
How long is that? Just to give me an idea.
it's 20 days,
20 days.
20 days from today.
Okay, perfect. That's all I wanted to know.
Thank
You
you.
can apply for your permit in the meantime.
Thank you, Ed. I'll
You're
be
welcome.
talking to you. Appreciate your help, everyone.
Thank you.
How do I get out of here?
Okay, moving on to application 3.2, application for minor variance. File number A07, 2021 by Henry Fry, affecting property described as lot 57, land 44M72. And I believe we have Henry with us. If you just want to give us a brief description of your request, Henry.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the application for a corner lot. The frontage of that lot is relatively wide. However, at the back, it's extremely narrow. So therefore, makes it very challenging, well, almost impossible to put anything on it as it sits. So I'm asking relief of on the street flankage side of 4.5 meters, where 6 meters is asked for, and also on a 2-story, the interior side yard to be reduced to 1.2 meters to accommodate a 2-story house on there. Since the lot is not deep, or I would run out of real estate or encroach on the side yard. Bungalow wouldn't even be feasible to put there because the square footage would be so little. Just like I said, that lot narrows down at the back quite substantially. So if I was granted those variances, I could put a 2-story home on there.
Okay, thanks, Henry. Sean, could we have your report, please?
Sure. Yes, thank you. So this application for a minor variance has been submitted by Euro Custom Homes and is requesting relief from the North Perth zoning bylaw provisions to reduce the exterior side yard setback from 6 meters or 20 feet to 4.5 meters or 15 feet, and to reduce the interior side yard setback from 1.8 meters or 6 feet to 1.2 meters or 4 feet. If approved, the application, the property will be permitted to establish the proposed two-story single-family dwelling. As a result of the irregular shaped lot, the applicant is requesting relief from both side yards to accommodate the proposed building design. It appears only the back portion of the proposed dwelling encroaches into the exterior side yard, with the majority of the dwelling maintaining the normal setback. The subject property is a vacant exterior lot and is located at the northeast corner of Kiso Lane and Connors Drive. The property has 30 meters of frontage, or 99 feet, along Connors Drive, and an area of approximately 619 square meters, or 6,663 square feet. The subject property is within the residential designation and is within the residential 4 zone. Single detached dwellings are permitted. When reviewing an application for a minor variance, the committee must ensure that all 4 requirements specified under the Planning Act are satisfied. It is the opinion of staff that these requirements have been met. As noted, the proposed single detached dwelling is permitted within the designation and the R4 zone. However, the applicant is requesting relief from the exterior and interior side yard setback. Zoning provisions are identified within zoning bylaws to ensure orderly, safe, and consistent development standards. The relief requested from the exterior side yard setback requirement will allow the proposed dwelling to slightly encroach into this setback. This appears to be a consequence of the odd shape of the residential lot. The relief is only required for the rear portion of the proposed dwelling, with much of the building meeting the required 6-meter setback. The sketch submitted also shows an appropriate site triangle, which is not impacted by the proposed dwelling. Additionally, the applicant is requesting relief from the interior side yard setback from 1.8 meters, or 6 feet, to 1.2 meters, or 4 feet. This is in an effort to permit a 2-story dwelling. The North Perth zoning bylaw contemplates 1.2 meter side yard setbacks for single-story dwellings, but requires the additional 4 feet distance when constructing a 2-story building. The neighboring parcel to the northeast, that is lot 56, is expected to contain a 2-story dwelling as well, with a setback, however, of 1.8 meters. As such, the 2 adjacent dwellings will maintain 3 meters, or 10 feet, providing sufficient distance between this proposed building and the neighboring dwelling. However, the proposed dwelling will be restricted with regard to window openings on this side of the building. At this point, no objections have been received to staff to date. As such, it is the recommendation of staff that the committee approve the application for a minor variance. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Any questions from the committee?
I have one question, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
go ahead.
What is the overall square footage of the proposed footprint of the house?
I can say the total, I don't know the main floor, but if I had to guess on the main floor of the house, you would probably be in the 800 to 900 square foot. Now the 2-story, you're probably gonna be somewhere in the 2,100 to 2,000, 2,100 total. But I think that you were probably more interested on the main floor. So I'm pretty close at guessing under 900-ish. I don't have that exact, but I'm very close with that. And it is coming with a double car garage. Is that the question you were looking for? Answer?
Yes, looking at your lot configuration, it's going to make it very tight for any amenity space, decks or garden sheds in the rear yard.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lot is that narrow. The house that I'm proposing does use up less of the lot, being that it's a 2-story. If you would have put a bungalow on there, for example, but I'm not reducing the lot in any way. I'm just utilizing the frontage of the lot a little bit in a different way.
Agreed.
This in no way affects the the visibility at the corner of those two streets?
No, it doesn't, and I think Sean did have that in his presentation, that the visual triangle is not affected. The lot is very wide at the front, so we're quite significant distance away from there.
Any other questions? Are we ready for a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Robert,
I'll second that motion.
Bill,
Yep.
all in favor? Carried. The motion reads, the committee approved the application for minor variance A7 2021 as submitted by Euro Custom Homes Incorporated, affecting property described as Lot 57 of Plan 44M72, known as 680 Connors Drive, Listowel Ward, to reduce the minimum exterior side yard setback from 6 meters, which is 20 feet, to 4.5 meters, which is 15 feet, and to reduce the interior side yard setback from 1.8 meters, 6 feet, to 1.2 meters, 4 feet, to accommodate the proposed building design as per the attached minor variance. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Henry.
Thanks again.
Any other business? Of course, no correspondence tonight. Okay, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Brad,
I'll second that.
second by Robert. All in favor? Thank you. We now adjourn at 7:37.